What's going on, guys? We are back with a live stream, and I know I didn't stream last Tuesday. I was very sick, so it's good to be back. And I don't have any recent pickups, so the most recent thing I've done really is cracking out my Ragnarok, and you guys saw the video of me doing that. And I got like 140 views or something, which was pretty cool. But show off the Ragnarok if you guys didn't see the video. Here it is. And this came from the SGC4 slab. So, hopefully I can get this graded. And in one of my posts on my Instagram, it was back when I was at 8 Series 1 shards. Someone commented and they said I should try to go for the rainbow of grades, like every grade of a crystal shard. And currently, I think I have like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and 3 graded at PSA. So that is just kind of like something I'm slowly possibly going to try to complete, is get all grades for a crystal shard. And I believe my crack shot will get a 1 or a 2. So hopefully I get a 5 on this. That'd be my ideal grade, would be a 5 on this, just to kind of somewhat work on getting that set complete. But it was an SGC4, and honestly, I think they were generous with the 4. If I had to guess what it'll get like a 3. But, it is what it is. I'm still very happy I paid what I paid for it, which was like $175 before tax and shipping. So I'm very happy. I mean, it was $175 after tax and shipping. It was like $150 before that. But that's one that'll be in my next PSA submission. I got the Deadfire too. I'm trying to decide if I'm only going to submit Series 1 or if I'm going to throw some Series 2 in there, because I have a few good Series 2 cards, like Singularity. Eventually, I'm going to grade this. I just don't know when, along with my Prisoner. Both of those I should probably grade with my most recent submission, but I just don't know if I will. Here's the Prisoner, USA print cracked ice. So that's kind of where I'm at with my collection. And, I'm still always kind of looking to get more Series 1 USA shards. And as you guys know, my goal was to have 15 graded by PSA by the end of the year. And I have the 15. It's just they're not all graded by PSA. And I'm not going to be able to get that done because, we're already in December. And PSA isn't. I'm not going to spend $100 a card just to complete that goal. But this will also be being submitted for sure. The Rogue Agent, the Visitor, which is my biggest card, Snow Squall, the Ace, and the Crack Shot, which will probably get like a 1 or a 2. That thing was beat up. I don't know if I really ever showed that one in depth on camera, but I'll do that when I set out the cards, because I'm going to make a video of me putting everything in card savers and getting them ready for the submission. But that's kind of like where I'm at with my collection as of right now. And yeah, so I'm going to talk about now the new season of the live event. I thought the live event was terrible in my opinion. I mean, I've been to every single live event, and this is the worst one I've ever seen by far. No, okay, the one where they had us do challenges, I don't even count that as one of the live events. How bad that was something different. That was terrible. But yeah, I guess it was a live event. This was now the second worst one, I guess. And I think it was a money grab thing for sure. I mean, the Eminem concert was whatever it was. Didn't really do anything. It was nowhere near as good as a Travis Scott concert, which was actually really good compared to, those Chapter 2 live events were way better than anything they've put out recently for live events. And then the Lego thing, so what? They just showed it. It did nothing for the event. Like I said, it was just an advertisement, along with the racing mode. I guess there were some cool graphics in that or whatever, but come on. Once again, just a money grab, just a full advertisement. And then obviously throwing Eminem in there was so they could make money off people purchasing his skin, which, money grab. I thought the live event was pretty stupid. There was no really storyline advancements in it whatsoever, which is what the live events are supposed to be for, not making money. but it is what it is. That's just the way Fortnite is kind of now, I guess. And the new season's terrible. They ruined the movement. There's not a good weapon in the game. I mean, I picked up a shotgun and had a scope on it, and I just picked it up. It was purple. I was like, all right, nice. I got a purple shotgun. And I'm in a box, and it has a scope on it. Why are they doing that? I don't know. And yeah, it's just the weapons are terrible, and they changed the movement to look really ugly. I mean, they run at your side every time you you don't do tack sprint, you just like run at a slant. It looks really bad. They make crouching way slower, and just regular walking is way slower as well. So the new season's no good. The new POIs are just But yeah, I mean I do have one win, and I've been getting very unlucky this season. This with the way things have worked out for me, like in game, it's been terrible, honestly. And this might be the first season I don't hit tier 100 since Chapter 1, Season 3, which is, it's almost unplayable how bad this season is, in my opinion. And especially because we went from the OG season, which was just so great, and now we're playing this crap, honestly. I just don't get it. And you guys know, I mean, Fortnite is the reason I have all these cards and how I met a lot of these great people, and I'm doing what I'm doing right now. It's because of Fortnite. So, I have a lot of respect for it, and I like it a lot. But I mean, when they put out something like that, it's hard not to be critical of it, in my opinion. And because I'm trying to bring you guys my honest opinion of stuff. So that's what I feel like. That's my honest opinions on it. I think it's terrible, the new season and the live event. So I don't know what it is. I also have to play it for, occasionally just to, so I don't completely lose all my skill in game. But I'm not going to enjoy it. Now, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but a lot of the Series 2 mega boxes that are being ripped since blowout cards dropped the prices down for Black Friday. And there's been a lot of great cards pulled. I mean, I saw a Crystal. I've seen a few Singularities. I've seen an Echo. And there's a lot of great cards being out there. So if there's what the hell is that? I don't know, something weird just popped up on my screen, but like from StreamYard or something. I'm not sure what that was. But if distracted my train of thought, where was I? I was talking about Series 2. If you've been looking for a card from Series 2 and you haven't seen it pop up for a while, it's probably going to happen very soon. The market will probably be flooded with Series 2 for a little bit, which in my opinion is a good thing, because I have not been able to find a Rustler cracked ice, and I'm hoping one will get listed for auction at eBay, or someone pulls one and they know that I'm looking for one. They hit me up, do you want to buy this? And of course I will. But that's one I've struggled with finding. Again, from Series 2, a lot of those cards are very hard to find right now. And, it's just hopefully within the next few months, there's a big flooding of Series 2 on the market, raw. Or maybe there's going to be a lot of outgoing submissions of Series 2. And we'll be able to see more pop up on the PSA report, get those gem rates up, hopefully. And we can, get some of those cards out on eBay for auctions for us to purchase, because there's a lot of people out there hunting for their, big PC cards from Series 2. I'm one of them, and I haven't been able to find any for, a while. Daniel, what's up, man? How's it going? I'm doing great, actually, and no pickup since the Ragnarok. And, yeah, I'll show that again real quick. That's been my most recent pickup. It was the Ragnarok Crystal Shard. This is my most recent pickup right here. And, I'm really happy to have this one in my collection. Good shard. I think he was he wasn't tier 100, but he was high up in the Season 5 Battle Pass. Because he was you unlocked him at tier 1 and he progressed throughout. I think it was 97 or something. You maxed him out. But really happy to add this one to the collection. And I cracked it from this SGC4 holder. And that video got 140 views, which is cool. But Daniel, I know you're always making some big moves. Any recent pickups you want to talk about? Love to hear about those, because it seems like you're always playing the market and getting good deals based on what you post on your Instagram. But what I was going back to about Series 2 is hopefully we get the gem rates up, which would be great. Which S2 you after? I'm sending a big order soon. The main one I'm looking for is Rustler. I have her Optichrome right here. I'm looking for her USA print cracked ice, my Rushmore sports cards. So I know we've talked about making a deal before, but haven't really done anything. But that's what I'm looking for. The main one for sure. I mean, there's like other ones you have. I'll definitely take a look, and I could be interested in for sure. Because like I wouldn't mind getting a Sludge, the red version of Ripley. I wouldn't mind getting one of him. Lots of trades lately, and got some sweet autos coming in. Oh, nice, man. Like streamer autos, I'm assuming, or like content creators autos. I think those are sick. Just when they're not on too crazy cards. Like, I mean, Black Ash with the Skull Trooper with the Booga autograph. I mean, I get that it's Booga, but I mean, still signing on a Skull Trooper shard, seems like a bold move in my opinion. Damn, yeah, streamer content creators, that's awesome, man. All right, thanks for checking, man. Mount Rushmore. But yeah, I mean, like, I think those autos are great investments, not investment advice, but I think they're really cool. Eventually, I might want to get one for sure, but I just don't think they should be on, big cards like a Skull Trooper Crystal Shard. But I understand why you'd want something like that and why you do something like that. So I think that's cool as well. I can see both sides of it, just not something personally I think I'd go out and do. But yeah, Daniel, I like the moves because I don't know if you want me talking about it, but the card that you tried to sell to me about like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and yeah, that's a really nice one. And I'm assuming you got that one in the Facebook group. I'm looking for a Cypher PK auto on a Manic base. Agree, Shards is bold to have signed. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, because I think the autographs will be very good cards in the future. But yeah, it's just like I said, it's just bold to have a shard signed. I just don't think that the risk and the reward there, because I brought this up in the live stream with Black Ash. I mean, you guys see people talking about Peely can't, get in trouble with the law or just, publicly, like a Cam Newton situation with what he said to that reporter, and he lost his Oiko sponsorship. He was on every single one of those commercials, and they took him off after what he said in that interview. It's like you never know, something like that could happen, and publicly that streamer content creator is, hated. So, like on a base card, or like Dan was talking about on a rocket ride, that's not as risky as like a Skull Trooper shard, or any shard, or even some of the good Series 2 cracked ice, even some of the Series 3 cracked ice. Not as big as a risk as the Series 1 shards, but I mean, that risk it's a high risk, high reward situation for sure, getting the autographs on good cards. I mean, I'm not saying Rocket Ride isn't a good card, but it's like nowhere near some of the crystal shards that I've seen with autographs on them. That's just my personal opinion on it. He's like, like I said, I brought up what Cam Newton said to that reporter in that interview, and he lost all his commercials, all his sponsorships and everything. So something like that could happen to one of these big content creators, one of these big streamers, and, that crystal shard or that cracked ice is ruined. That's why I like what Mount Rushmore said on a Manic base, or like the Rocket Ride. That's something good to have signed. Get really good artwork on the card, but there's not a whole lot of risk involved. There's some, but it's not, huge risk like there is with, like I've been saying, one of those higher end cards. I mean, I couldn't see myself, taking out the Deadfire or the Ragnarok and getting either one of those signed. I mean, in my personal opinion, that'd ruin it because, now there's, the ink on it. But I definitely would understand the appeal behind having an autographed card like that of your favorite content creator or your favorite streamer, just because, you got a lot of memories of watching their content, or even just as an investment piece. I think those are great. And Daniel, something really cool about the Cypher with the rocket ride, I think this has been talked about before, but one of Cypher BK's most iconic moments was him on a rocket, like doing a rocket ride, and he had to hit like a headshot snipe while being rocket rode for like so a charity would like donate money to itself. And it's like it was on stream. He was with like in a squad with a bunch of other iconic streamers, and he hit the headshot snipe off the rocket ride. So that's like that was what Cypher PK did, and that's your autograph. That's a really cool one. I mean, I'm sure that connection will eventually be made sometime. And yeah, Daniel. If I believe they showed it in when Rob on Taking High Ground did the Cypher PK video where he made the collection. And when he was talking about Raven, that's what he was doing. That he showed that the rocket ride and Cypher PK sniping off the rocket ride for it was like $10,000 for a charity too. So it's a pretty iconic moment in Fortnite history. You see it reposted a good amount of times on social media. So I mean, with that connection being there, I'm sure you eventually will have some big offers coming out of that one as more people know about that story and more collectors of Cypher PK's fan base get in, because we're assuming that the collecting community will be obviously Fortnite fans, not just sports card fans coming in. And a lot of the times, if they play the game, they watch the content. And Cypher PK is one of the biggest out there, so eventually that could have some nice demand for you, Daniel. That's a really nice card. And then when he was talking about Manic Base, that was obviously Cypher PK's skin for the longest time before he got his icon skin, and that's his locker bundle skin is his Manic. So that's definitely a great one to have signed by Cypher PK, and he's one of the biggest content creators. Daniel, man, I see you just DM me some pictures, but if I open that, it'll close the stream. So yeah, Daniel, can you tell me what they are, because like I can't open them, it'll close the stream. But I'll talk about what you sent me. I don't have the high tech like Dylan does, where you can open it up on stream. I'm off the iPhone, but if you can tell me what was in the pictures, I'll talk about it for sure. If it's autograph cards, I mean, that's kind of what we're talking about. So I'd love to continue talking about that. Or if it's just your pickups, you can tell me those right now as well. But yeah, like going back to what Mount Rushmore said again, is the base card that seems like the best thing to get signed, because I'm assuming the signature also shows up better on the base compared the crystal shard will probably take away from the actual ink. I know Black Ash talked about how he regrets having some signed in a certain color. I'm not going to say which one because it would probably be wrong, but a certain color didn't stand out on the crystal shard or cracked ice. It like covered it up and you couldn't really see it. And now you can't really tell it's an autograph from a little bit of distance. You have to know what it is to really tell what it is, and that could almost feel like that definitely take away from the value. But I think base is definitely the move, or a hollow maybe, just because shiny background. But I think that's like as far as you go. I don't think you could justify even signing an Optichrome, in my opinion. But of course, that's been done with Optichromes and crystal shards. I just think, like you said, it's bold. Do I know if anyone has a Manic base signed by Cypher PK? I don't know. I mean, that's something. I don't know if you can even check PSA pop on something like that. Like if you I'm assuming you can search by the person on PSA and see what cards are in Pop Report. Maybe you could see if you could find something on PSA. Pop Report would be the way to probably find that out. Or you could ask Daniel where he got his Cypher PK auto and ask the person he got it from if they knew, or if Daniel knows even. Because, I mean, that'd probably be the way to find out. Appreciate you, man. But that's something that's hard to find. Those are super rare. So, I mean, if you find a Cypher PK autograph on pretty much anything, you just got to take what you get pretty much of that, because someone with Fortnite cards has to go out and find them somewhere where he's going to be at and actually get the autograph. That's obviously probably not the most easy thing in the world to do. And I know Rob, Dylan, Black Ash, when they were at the FNCS Invitational, got some great autographs. And Black Ash has continued to go through with that and going to other events and getting great autographs. And we talked about that more when I interviewed him on my channel. You can find that in my playlist of all my interviews. So that's great content, and it's all my interviews and just seeing how people collect and everything. And since we're talking about the autographs, Black Ash is one of the best autograph collections out there, and prototypes. But Daniel, when you said you sent me the pictures, if you want to tell me what those are so I can talk about them, I'd be glad to do that. And another thing with the autographs is like when you have them authenticated by PSA, you have to pretty much have them authenticated by PSA. I mean, I'm sure no one's going out and forging some of these autographs of these smaller content creators, even like some of the bigger ones, below the road ones, not like Cypher PK level or Ninja or Booga level, but some of the lower ones that we've seen Black Ash get signed. And I'm not like knocking on having their autographs. I'm just saying they're not as big as content creators. I highly doubt people are forging those, but that's something I'm assuming you got to watch out for. And I know, I believe Daniels was I believe most ones that are getting sold around are PSA authenticated, and that's something I think you should only buy the ones that are authenticated by PSA. I wouldn't take that risk, but then it's probably not likely that someone's forging a lot of these autographs because there's not crazy amounts of money in it. Like if you're good at forging, you're not going to forge, a Fortnite streamer. You're going to forge, Tom Brady or something like that. I guess I don't know. So StreamYard is doing something different today for some reason, which is what I stream on, like throwing stuff up on the screen. I don't know if you guys see that or not, but it's weird. So Mount Rushmore Sports, do you have any recent pickups you'd like to talk about? Because I know you post some good stuff on your Instagram. I don't know if you want me to just like throw it out there right now. So that's why I'm kind of asking you. I'm not just gonna put you on blast for everything you've been picking up recently or what you've showed on your Instagram story recently. But if you want to, talk about it and chat a little bit, because, man, you've got some heat in recently. You've made some big moves too. And then I'm thinking after I get my PSA submission back with what I think I'm going to send it out sometime in January, late January probably. Just wait for all the holidays to go away because, the PSA employees will go on Christmas break, New Year's break, whatever. I just don't want my cards laying up there at PSA when, obviously not during business time. I want my cards there when, full business hours and everything. So, because I'm probably going to be my biggest Fortnite sub because my biggest sub is a sports one, and I don't have enough Fortnite cards to be good enough to submit for that. To like match that size. So this won't be my biggest PSA submission ever, but it'll be good enough. Because I'm sending in every single crystal shard I have in Series 1, and I might just send in these two from Series 2, but I don't know if I will. These two are the ones I got to decide on submitting or not. And I think I'm leaning towards just throwing them in there. And I might also crack, I'm probably not going to do this, but a possibility I do crack the Vendetta. Just outside chance, just because, just to get it in PSA. Like I talked about with the Ragnarok is I want my collection uniform, mainly PSA, so that if I do that, I got to crack the man cake out and send it in. Because then, it just keeps going if I do that. Got to crack out the Moisty Brazil. But I think I'd be stupid to crack out the Moisty Brazil because this is a strong 9 in my opinion. Like a weak 9. Like it's a strong grade for the condition of this card. It's a weak looking 9 in my opinion. So I doubt I'd see this in a PSA 9 holder, just because it's a little bit rough on the top. So there's no way I'm ever cracking this one out. These two, since they're 9.5s, I really wouldn't care if they're in a PSA 9 or a PSA 10. But just for the PC, I might go for full uniform. So I can have all my, my personal favorite cards, my PC, my true PC, all in PSA slabs. because me personally, that's what I think is best, and that's what I want all my cards to be in. So if I did all that, then I'd be looking at, it'd have 7 Series 1 cards in it, 3 Series 2, and 1 Series 3, so 11 cards. I mean, whatever I'd be paying, like $20 a card, $220 before tax and shipping. That's not terrible, especially, and with a card like the Visitor, it's a possibility that I could even see an upcharge if this gets a 10, which I'm going to speak it into existence. This card will get a PSA 10, and that'd be nice. That'd almost be nice. I almost want an upcharge on this because I want that PSA 10. Lane, what's up, man? How's it going? Any recent pickups you want to share with us in chat we can talk about? I'd love to hear about that. But good to see you in chat, man. I'm just kind of talking about what my PSA submission is going to be like. I'm trying to deciding. Nice visitor. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I got this from Black Ash, the National. And it's going out to PSA in about a month, probably. I was kind of just talking myself through what I'm going to do with my next PSA submission because I got a lot of cards I want to get graded, and there's just some I'm not sure about. The Black Friday sealed box sales, nice, man. That's definitely a smart way to go with how cheap those Series 2 boxes were and the Series 1 Gravity feeds. So it was Series 2 Megas and Series 1 Gravity feeds were the good deals, is what I heard. Me personally, I'm not a sealed guy, and I'd prefer to not take the risk of ripping sealed product and just eventually wait out getting a singles. Yeah, lots of Series 2 Megas and Series 1 Gravity feeds, yes. Kind of what I heard and saw. And, there's been some really good stuff pulled from those, from what I've seen. Especially from the Series 2 Megas, I've seen, like I was talking about, I saw some Singularities. I saw an Echo. I saw a Crystal. So, it's been pretty good out there, I guess, for those. But me, I try to stay away from ripping, I think. I know Series 2 Megas, though, have a really high ceiling, in my opinion. Those are definitely good value rips, in my opinion. Oh, got the BK Hollow? Congrats, man. That's awesome. Pulling the BK Hollow, that's not easy at all. That's incredible, man. Congratulations on that. Worth about 70% of your stuff. I mean, I'm assuming it's all worth your while now pulling that Black Knight Hollow foil. Shane, what's up, man? How's it going? We're just kind of talking about our recent pickups and just, ripping stuff. So if you want to, sharing that in chat, we'd love to talk about it, Shane. But either way, good to have you in chat, man. Was so pumped. First one that I've been collecting for years. Yeah, man, that's incredible that you finally got it. And, yeah, especially since you pulled it. I mean, that's a really hard pull. That's an incredible card. Do you think it has a shot at a gem? Because, that'd be massive if it does. It'd be incredible. Yeah, that'd be quite a story if you pull it and gem it. That'd be awesome. I want you to type in chat and tell me you think it's a PSA 10. I want to hear that good news that it's a PSA 10, Lane. BK, nice. Yeah, and BK is incredible, and Lane pulled the hollow. Probably PSA 9, but I'll take it. Oh, yeah, of course, man. And hopefully there's an outside shot at a 10 for you. That'd be incredible. You wish. Hey, I hope you get a 10 on it, all right? But you're going to get a 10 on your BK Hollow. I'm going to get a 10 on this Visitor. We're all going to have PSA 10s, right, Lane? A 20% chance at a 10. Okay. Better than no chance, right? Like my old Ragnarok 4. No chance at a 10 there. At least it doesn't look like that. It could always be worse. Look at this crack shot, the front peeling up on it. It could always be worse, man. So it's nice that you think it's like 20% of the 10. That'd be nice, man. Picked up a Reloaded Dyer and the lenticular. Okay, I know which one you're talking about. Good to see Reloaded getting some love. We're seeing the Renegade Raider prices. That 4,500 sale on PWCC was massive. And you just I just been seeing a lot of Reloaded being posted and a lot of it being picked up. And I like Reloaded a lot. I think it's an underrated set for sure. A lot of the base cards are cool. I think the base cards are honestly the coolest part. They have like a different look to them than like one of my favorite examples is Aim from Series 1 compared to Reloaded. Is in Series 1, I can show you what his card looked like if I can find it real quick. His background color. It was yellow. And, great looking yellow card, but then in Series, and then in Reloaded, he's red. His background color is red, and I think it's a good change of pace. It looks really cool. And there's also cards like Enforcer, who in Series 1 was blue, but then in Reloaded he's also blue. So like they didn't change the color on all of them, but on some of them, it's like a good change of pace for the set. And there's a lot of cards that their only card isn't Reloaded, like the soccer skins and Little Whip, which those are both very underrated cards from Reloaded, by the way. And also like Meowscles, his only card is in Reloaded. So that's why he's one of the best Reloaded cards, because that's one of the most used skins in game, and that's one thing you can get. Very nice. Also picked up an Aim figure. Aim is awesome, man. I'm a huge fan of Aim. I was very lucky to be able to get the crystal shard of him. I won it at auction for like $100. It's a PSA 8. I graded it myself, actually. But I was very lucky to get this card. And it seems like a lot of people like Aim. And, about a year ago, we actually started getting Storyline again, which I was very happy to hear about since, I own the shard. And I also have a base PSA 10 of him. And shout out to Shardnock for that one. He hooked me up with that. Still haven't jumped on the Reloaded train. Yeah, I have one Renegade and I have one Meowscles. So those are like the two best cards, but they're not in good condition, the ones that I have. So it's just, I felt the need to have some of it, but, it's not like something I'm actively going after and actively chasing. But that's something, if you are actively going out and chasing that, I think that's a great thing to go out and chase. And I picked up just some base cards, the cards that I like. I have a Moisty, I have Aim, I have Enforcer, I have Heist, because that's a skin I use in game, and he has no cards in any other sets. So, like I said, I had to turn to the Reloaded. I had to turn to Reloaded to get my Heist card, and I wanted a Heist card. If he had a cracked ice, I obviously would have gone for that, but that's what's so special about Reloaded. Sometimes you don't have that option, you have to go with Reloaded, especially with like the soccer skins too. Those were some of like the OG like tryhard. Before it was called the sweat skin, there was the soccer skins, and those were like the OG tryhards, and their only cards are in Reloaded. So Reloaded is a very underrated set. That'd also be one, maybe even keeping sealed product with the box looks clean on the outside. That'd be something really nice to hold, in my opinion, just because of it. Hope Epic Games eventually does redeemable exclusive skins for game from card packs that we all need to put on the map, but we all enjoy these low prices right now. David, I completely agree. Eventually down the line, we need the way that would blow up the card community would be obviously the codes and packs for skins. And the way it'd really blow up is if it was an exclusive skin that looked great and, awesome looking skin, slim female skin, like a sweat skin, and, people really like the skin. That puts us on the map for sure. And, and talk about enjoying these low prices, exactly, that's what I've been doing. I think we should still enjoy these low prices right now because, eventually there's going to be a time where we never even see a crystal shard on the market anymore, and they're just gone, basically. So it's kind of like a 50-50 thing for me. Yes, I want my investment to pay off, and, I put a lot of money into this, so the sooner it pays off, I guess, would be the better for me. But I want to keep stacking. I want to keep building my collection, so I have as much of this as I can. And one thing I'm kind of working on now is diversifying throughout a lot of different aspects of Series 1 crystal shards and getting a good variety of them. Because me personally, that's what I believe is the best thing in Fortnite cards. But like I said, there's a lot of great opportunity out there. Like I was just talking about with Reloaded, how there's so many good cards in there. And, you just got to collect what you like almost. But also, it is an investment. But that's why I say invest in what you like, because if it goes to zero, you still have a cool, tangible item, in my opinion. And, if you like it, you're always going to like it pretty much. I don't like that Reloaded doesn't have any parallels. I guess that's some hollows, but not sure if they're all the same rarity. So, Lane, Reloaded, there's the hollows are like inserts, basically. They're just different cards in general, and they're only in hollow foils, and they're not in base version. So it's hard to explain. I'm trying to think of a good example for it. I'm trying to compare it to something in other cards, but I can't think of it right now. Think of it like football cards where you have the insert, and Mosaic Football this year. Obviously, you have the base design, then they have a horizontal insert called Will to Win, and it's just almost like a subset. That's what it is with the hollows and Reloaded. It's a subset of loading screens with a holographic finish on them compared to the base cards, but there's no base version of the holographic cards, just like how there's no vertical version of the Will to Win. I guess is the best way to describe it. I don't know. That kind of made sense to me to some extent. I don't know if it did to you. Just got some Reloaded Peelies. Nice, famous. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, Reloaded is out there. There's good deals for Reloaded out there. And I think Reloaded is a great buy right now. While it's still criminally underrated, even though we're seeing these publicly super high sales, there's still so much Reloaded that people just don't understand how great it is. You'd be buying any Fortnite Lego when it drops? Probably. I'm definitely going to get the Moisty Merman Lego figure. I'll pay top dollar for that. Whatever I have to buy to get a Moisty Merman Lego figure. Because I saw it, that's one of the ones, there was an image that was leaked, I guess. And one of the ones on there was Moisty Merman. So I got to get that one. That's my skin. That's my card. So that's definitely a pickup for me. I don't know. I'll see what else is out there if I like anything else about it. But yeah, I think the Fortnite Lego is sick. Makes sense. I hope so. I tried to explain it the best I could. Heck yeah, I know. How about you, Shane? Are you excited for the Fortnite Lego? Because I mean, I'm excited for Moisty for sure, and I'll probably pick up some other ones. Probably get an AIM. See what else I can get. Get an Omega Lego figure because I can't afford the Crystal Shard, and that's another time. But yeah, Shane, are you excited for the Fortnite Lego? But I want to go back to what David was talking about putting the redeemable packs, redeemable codes in packs, in the packs of the cards for the first skin in game. That's the way we get put on the map. And then you talk about the low prices. It's like I said, I'm split. I want my cards to be valuable, but I want to have more for when they do become valuable. But I guess the number one way we'll get put on the map is if a new set drops and there's codes in there to get a skin in game. I'm going for the set. I don't like getting everything. You mean, Shane? Like getting every Fortnite Lego thing? I'm pretty sure Legos are super expensive. I don't know. I never was really that big into them, but I'm pretty sure they're super expensive. So that'll be a nice project if you can get them all done. It's been talked about for a while, but Epic probably doesn't care, or it's on the back burner. Yeah, I don't think Epic really cares about the cards because think about it. They had 100 million players in 1 month. I'm sure a good amount of those bought the Battle Pass, which is $9 in V-Bucks to get the Battle Pass. And I'm sure a lot of that 100 million bought that Battle Pass. And that's a lot of money for Fortnite to just rake in 1 month just because they brought back the OG map. And then, Chapter 5 coming back. I'm sure there's a lot of people that enjoy the chapter. I'm not me being one of them, but, I still bought the Battle Pass. Most people still buy these Battle Passes pretty much no matter what. So I don't think they're worried about making money off cards is where I was going with all that. So, yeah. What's up, Kari, man? How's it going? I know you're enjoying those sick cards you pulled from those Series 2 mega boxes on your Instagram Live. So congrats again on that, man. That was sick. Appreciate you sharing that with the community. I'm thinking, so it depends how big the set is, but I will go for it. Yeah, man, it's great to have goals, with collecting on, you got to go for something. You got to try for it, just like I'm doing with some of my shards. Probably not going to get them like me with Omega, but you got to go for it, right? But why not just have extra money flow by having cards, exclusive skins? It's a no-brainer. Yeah, I completely understand your point about them. It'd be extra money for them, so of course they'd want to do it. But, I mean, why would they? They have to put a lot of time into it. Well, not a lot, but a good amount of time into it. They'd have to get the skins for this set again, and it'd be a lot. And, it took them all that time to release Series 3 after the long gap between Series 2. And I'm assuming they'd still have to deal with a lot of those same problems. And I guess it's just, I don't think they probably don't think it's worth the manpower to do it. Hire the Fortnite card people like us. Yeah, no one's more passionate about it than us. So, no one would be more motivated to get a set out and a quality set out than us. I guess that is true, David. So amazing polls. So happy. Yeah, man, those are awesome. Got to send out my order this Saturday. Ooh, nice, man. I know you kind of talked about your PSA order when we did our live stream together. And you had some really nice stuff in there. You had some shards, some good Series 2 cracked ice and Oppie chromes in there. So I'm excited to see what you get. I hope you get a lot of PSA 10s, man. Kari finally able to send out my grade pile. Awesome, man. That's sick. That's what I've been talking about for like half this live stream. That's what I need to do. I need to send out my grade pile. The perfect world. They drop another set in about 1 to 2 years when I'm all caught up on what I need to stash. Wayne, I feel the exact same way. Yeah, they could drop another set when I have 30 crystal shards, when I have my Omega. That's what I'd want. Like you're talking about, 1 to 2 years, let me stack a little bit more. But then one problem with that is once all the new collectors come in, some of these cards they won't even know exist because they're so rare. They go on eBay, they look for it, and they'll have no opportunities to get a lot of these crystal shards, which, the scarcity of these crystal shards could almost hurt them because they'll be so hard for people to obtain and even just see what they look like. Even to see a picture of some of these crystal shards is going to be so hard for collectors in future years. That could be a problem that I don't think people talk about enough. Got to get back to work. I'll catch the rest later. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by, Shane, and I appreciate you catching it later, man. Have a good one. But Lane, for sure, that is the perfect scenario where they give us 2 more years to stack and they drop another set. Panini renews their contract with Fortnite. Because let's be honest, who's producing a better set than Panini? You could argue Upper Deck, but they don't know the Fortnite cards already, and Panini and Epic Games already have I'm assuming, good relationship, even though they didn't release Series 4 and they're not currently under contract together. I'm assuming they still have a good relationship. And Panini knows the Fortnite cards. So me personally, I don't want Upper Deck to do it. I want Panini to do it again. Interesting thought. I'm not personally worried about that, but I see what you're saying for sure. Yeah, I don't know. It's just something I've thought of before. And it's like when I got in, I chased the Moisty for 9 months, and the only picture I saw of it, the only thing I ever saw of it until I got mine, was on eBay, and it was a PSA 10 that someone had listed for $3,400. And, I didn't have that on a Moisty. It's $3,400. I didn't have that. I still wouldn't be able to do that. Which, that's the only thing I could see on Moisty. I had that picture of that 10, and I was like, I want to get this card. Just, raw in a PSA 7, 8, 9, 6, whatever, anything I could get. And it took me 9 months before I saw one. It's just hard. I actually didn't want to set out right now. Still catching up on past sets. Yeah. Kari, are you a set builder, man? I know you were talking about going for the Series 2 base set in your live stream when you were ripping those mega boxes because you were pulling some good legendaries. Legendary base, you were pulling some good ones. So, I think the base sets are definitely pretty cool. That's something I don't actively think about trying to go after a base set. But I think it's something I should have, just to have something of every card. I don't know. I might do that eventually. But yeah, back to what me and Lane were kind of talking about these cards being so scarce. You won't even know what they look like. You won't even see the card you're chasing. Is it's like, I mean, or, okay, I'm not going to just put this collector on blast and what he's hunting for. But a particular collector I know is going after a card, and there's been one for sale in like the past 3 years. And it was listed for super cheap, and he didn't get an opportunity to buy it. It sold before he even saw it, and that's the only time he's ever seen the card. Only time it's ever really surfaced, and it's just hard to even see the cards. And this collector knew what he wanted, though. He knows what he's doing and everything. But like someone just coming in, they go on eBay. Say for an example, they're looking for Funk Ops. I don't know. He pops up sometimes, so I'll use an example. They're looking for a Funk Ops Crystal Shard, right? And they go on eBay and they see nothing. The market's just not growing, so there's not a whole lot being posted about these cards still. Just, about the same amount. They go on Instagram, they don't see anything on any of these profiles or the collectors that are out there and well known. And they don't even know what the Funk Ops Crystal Shard looks like. They just see the base and the hollow foil. It's like that's hard. You don't even know what you're actually chasing for. You don't know what it even looks like. What you're trying to get, you don't even know what it looks like. That's hard. I need to get more S1 shards and S2 ice. I'm not a set collector. Okay, I get what you mean. That's how I feel right now. I just I want to stack up on S1. Is THE having a Discord or a podcast soon, or is it out already? Well, I mean, they have that podcast every week, obviously, on Fridays. And I think, I don't know about the Discord. I'm assuming they're working on one, because if you go on their website, they have it under the collectors. And that's FortniteCards.com. They have a great website. Make sure you check out THE's exclusive content, too. I watch that all the time. It's great stuff, man. But I'm not sure. And, obviously, I see you in chat all the time, David, on their weekly podcast. But, yeah, THE puts out great content. Yeah, Kari, I feel the exact same way like I was talking about. And, you got some really nice S2 ice recently. So, there's a few of those you can check off your list with that luck you had in that live stream. I still can't believe it. That was incredible, man. The pulls you had that day. Was it Thursday, I think? That was insane, man. I mean, I couldn't believe it when I was watching. It was just each pack had at least one great cracked ice in it. I think I need to up my Series 2 game. I have two good ones. That's Ragnarok. That's not Series 2. I have Singularity. I have Vendetta, Ruin, and The Prisoner are my best cards from Series 2. I have a few cheaper ones as well. Correct. As we know, Teef is the best card set. So, of course I got Teef. What kind of collector would I be if I didn't have a Teef? But, I got the Bow Bros. That was not investment advice. Don't go out and pay like $500 for a Teef card. But, yeah, I have not great Series 2 collection. I've been considering making a tweak to collection since I really like S2. But we'll see. Man, Car, you're always doing something special with your collection. It seems like, when you got your Ice King PSA 10, that was awesome. And yeah, it just seems like you guys got something special going on with your collection. Making big moves over there. No one really collects S2 hard, but I really enjoy it. Yeah, I think S2 is definitely getting more exposure, though, as of late, with the blowout prices dropping. And like I was talking about earlier, we're eventually going to see more in the market, more S2 cards available. Like, I can't find a Rustler. I'm sure there's other people out there that can't find the card that they want from Series 2. And with all these mega boxes being ripped, there's going to be more out on the market. And people are finally going to be able to get their S2, whatever their grail card is for S2 that they're chasing after. So, I think that's great. I'm still all over the board with my collection. Need to focus, but I'm still all over the place. Oh, yeah, Lane, I feel the same way. I think I need to focus in, lock in on something in particular, which I'm kind of starting to specialize in USA shards or cracked ice. Is I want that of all the cards that I PC, all the cards that I want something of. And, I've been able to do that pretty good so far. There's a few key cards I'm missing that I really need. And, you guys know I want an Omega or a carbide, one of the two. As long as I have one of the two in a shard, I'll be very happy. Rustler is what I need. Hyperion, Vertex, Fastball, which I can buy on eBay right now for $6. I don't know why I haven't yet, and I talk about this every week. So eventually I'm going to buy the Fastball for $5 and, finally end that chase, I guess. But, yeah, there's just a few more out there I'd need. And, Hollow Head is one that I really want. But, I got to get the USA correct extra crystal shard of them. So I guess I am kind of focused because I don't really go after hollows or optichromes or lasers. I'm not saying those aren't really good cards, really nice cards. That's just not what I'm personally interested in. It's so hard to stay focused with Fortnite cards since they're all awesome. Yeah, exactly, Kari. I like every single Fortnite card. There's not one I don't like. There's not one I wouldn't mind not having in my collection. So I feel like it's definitely hard to stay focused. I completely agree with you there. I burn out if I don't focus on one thing. Fortnite, it's tough cookies to collect. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm burning out anytime soon with collecting Fortnite because, like I was talking about earlier, I kind of want it all because it's all awesome, like Kari was talking about. And, I do my streams every week, or try to. I upload every once in a while, post my pickups on Instagram. And, there's great people in the community to talk to. I think that's also keeping me going as well. And that'll stop me from burning out anytime soon. But I guess I can understand that about not having a goal, you burn out. I started having a plan with my collection, and it really leveled it up. Okay. Yeah. And like you guys know, my plan is USA Crystal Shards or Cracked Ice of all the skins that I like. And after that, after I get those, just stacking up. But, yeah, it is definitely good to have a goal. Because you're just buying things sporadically. Like David said, you burn out. Focus is key for me. I enjoy planning the next move. Okay. But you see, the thing I found is you can't plan your next move with Fortnite cards. I mean, this is a great example. I went to bed after seeing an auction listed for something that I'd wanted, and I don't remember the specific card because I didn't win it. And I ended up, I don't even remember what it was, but it was a card that I'd wanted, and it got listed. And the next morning, it was when the Omega SGC 10 was listed. When I went to bed, I was thinking about, I'm going to go hard after this one particular auction. But then I saw the Omega get listed, the SGC 10, and that changed everything. And then I ended up throwing $950 on that Omega. It's like you can't plan because you never know what's going to get listed. And these cards are so rare, you never see these cards. It's like you can't plan for. It's all unpredictable. You never know when that crystal shard is going to pop up, and you never know when you have to attack something. Yeah, when you made a plan with your S1 crystal shards, it helped your collection a lot. Yeah, you see, I have a plan, but it's easily breakable because, if something that I need pops up, it's, laser focused on that, I guess. Like when I was at the National, I didn't necessarily anticipate spending, as much money as I did, which was a lot. But when Black Ash was there with the Visitor, the Ace, the Snow Squall, then Rob with the Maximilian PSA 7, and Wayne with the prototypes, it's like those are all cards that at one point I wanted, and, I wanted a prototype. And it's like, you see these good opportunities to finally get these cards that you never see or never believed would be attainable. You got to attack it. So that's why you can't just stay in line with a plan, in my opinion. Agreed. Sometimes you just have to take opportunity of the low list of charge that you need. Exactly, David. In my opinion, it's opportunity based, but you should have a plan with what you're going to do. So it's like, I also agree with what Kari says a lot. You should definitely need a plan, but to a certain extent. Like, you can't just have rigid, I have to do this, I can't not do this. You need to have a lot of flexibility in those plans. You can always audible if needed. That with how you collect. Exactly. Yeah, just, it's like, get up to the line of scrimmage. You didn't like the way the defense was lined up, so you call an audible. That's what you got to do sometimes. And that's how you build your great collection, is you have a plan, but you're going to have to break it at some point, or you got to be prepared to be able to break that plan. That's the way I've always kind of been, because I knew I always wanted the moisty. I knew I wanted to complete the secret skin set, and I passed on multiple singularities to complete the secret skin set because there was other shards that I wanted more out there, and I ended up getting one at a good price. When you have an audible auction, you may be able to get something and trade out for something you want. Yeah, and with the auctions, that's also risky, because if a card pops up that hasn't popped up in a year or two, you never know if it's going to go for 100, 250, or 1,000. You cannot predict what that card will go for, or if it's a higher end card, if it's going to go for 500, or it's going to go for 2,000. You just do not know, and you just got to be prepared to attack that card if it's one of your grails. Like with the Omega, I know I keep going back to it. That's one of my grails that SGC 10 got listed. That day, actually, it was just kind of coincidence, but I went to a card show and I sold a bunch of stuff, and I had a lot more cash at the time, and I threw $950 on the Omega. It sold for like $1,040. And the next day, since I didn't win the Omega, I was like, all right, well, I got extra money to spend. I went out and I bought the Ragnarok SGC4, and I cracked it out. That's just because I saw this card listed the next day, and I was like, all right, this is a really cool card. And if the Omega wasn't up, I would have typically gone after the Ragnarok, no hesitation. But like I said, the Omega was up, and that's a bigger grail of mine. But I just gotten all that extra money I could play with, so that's why I bought the Ragnarok. I know you're not a fan yet of trading, though, Richard. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I'm trying to build my collection of Fortnite cards. I'll trade sports cards for Fortnite, though. I mean, I'll do that. But I'm not trading away Fortnite cards. They'll stay with me, I feel like you will one day like trading, though. I'm sure I will at some point when, I have doubles or triples of certain cards that I just need. But I don't know. It's just the way it is right now. And I don't feel the need to, because I'm lucky to be able, I get a lot of, extra money from flipping sports cards at sports card shows that I can work with and build my collection with. I'm lucky to be able to have, good cards like that. I can do that. So I don't feel the need to trade right now. Bullseye was not my want at all, but PSA 10 popped up cheap with the Mega, and that was a broken plan. That was a broken plan. That was a must, and is an example. Yeah, that's a great example, David. I mean, you saw that opportunity to get a really nice card, and you knew you can make a profit on it. That's super smart. I think that's just an incredible move right there, David. And that's just what you got to do. You got to break your plan sometimes, either getting profit like you did with that Bullseye, and then you said you also got a Mega, which is really cool as well. That Ragnarok was a smart move. Appreciate it, Lane. Very smart move on the Ragnarok. I agree with that. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Card. Thank you, Lane. Because I don't play the game, I feel like anytime I do trades, they end up bad on my side. So that's why I don't trade often. Yeah, Lane, like I said, the thing I'm worried about with trading is losing the card. I don't want to give up, a card that I hunted for. I put on my eBay save search. I post on my Instagram story, do you have this card for sale? I'm looking to buy this card. I put in a lot of work. Like my Moisty Merman, I put in work to get that card. I was posting about it almost every day. I was checking eBay listings every 15 minutes. And, Kari, you helped me get to know Jake, and we made the deal. So, I really appreciate that, Kari. But, it's just it's hard out there to get some of these great cards, and I don't want to give them up once I get them. It's just the way it is. And you guys could say at the same time, I don't want to give them up. And what if it's someone's girl like my Moisty? I guess it's just unfortunate the way it worked out that I happen to get their card. Lane, here you go. David, he said he can help you out. I mean, David knows what he's talking about. I know that for a matter of fact. He makes some good moves for sure. But yeah, Lane, and Car, when you were telling me that you think I'm going to like trades one day, like I said, it's just right now I don't want to lose cards. I want to gain cards. And, I'd rather give up cash and cards right now. It's just, yeah, Lane, you should definitely, David does give out good, he does know what he's talking about. I can attest to that. So, is a PSA 10 Moisty Crystal Shard Grail for you anymore? So I bought it raw, you guys know, from Jake, Get Hype Cards. He's a great guy. You should check out our live stream together. And it graded a PSA 7. And I have no desire to pay up for a PSA 10 right now because I have the Crystal Shard. I have the 7. And I don't know if you guys know this, but someone actually pulled the Moisty today. It wasn't super clean, but, I said, how much do you want, kind of thing. What's the condition like? And it wasn't clean. And, I didn't even, after he told me it wasn't, like, completely minty, it wasn't super clean, like, all right, I mean, appreciate you showing me, talking about it. Appreciate you, showing it to me and everything, but I'm going to have to pass kind of thing. Because I'm looking to diversify. I want variety in my collection. I don't want duplicates in my shards, especially my shards, because those aren't cheap. This is, what I put most of my money into for Fortnite cards. And I want to have a good variety in case, half these have no demand and only half of them do kind of thing. Just because, a lot of my crystal shards aren't really the best. Lane, I have Brazil, thanks to Kari. Once again, he basically built my Moisty collection right there. That's the Brazil and SGC 9. And I have 2 Italies right here. This is one of them. One I bought from ComC, one I got from JT, My Escape World. I got one from him, and I got one, like I said, from ComC when I first got into the hobby. That was like way back for me. I feel like that's a good topic, Richard. Okay. I would feel content on just getting a Crystal Shard USA of any of my favorite cards. I don't need the PSA 10. Exactly, Carrie. I personally don't need the PSA 10. And, I have one PSA 10 Crystal Shard. It's Moth Mando. I bought it raw, and I slabbed it up myself. And, I got a 10. I'm very grateful to get that 10. But if it would have got a 9, it would have been like, okay, disappointing I didn't get the gem. But it's still a PC card, and I'm not going to like that card any less now because it's not a 9. Because it's not a 10 of that. I think that'd become a major development as the hobby continues to grow. Kari, and you guys see me, I bought our SGC 4 just recently. I have a PSA 3. My Ragnarok is my Cragshot's gonna get a 2 or a 1. My Grail card is a PSA 7. I have a Maximilian PSA 7. I have a Ruckus PSA 6. Buy the card, not the grade, is the best thing you can go by in this hobby, in my opinion. Because, sure, the PSA 10 is going to be king, but come on, are you really going to be able to find a PSA 10 of some of these cards? And they're going to be, very expensive. And just at some point, they're going to be astronomically expensive. So, I don't know. As long as someone didn't poke a hole through the card, exactly, Kari. As long as it has somewhat decent eye appeal, I do not care what the grade is. It could say 1, it could say 1.5, 2. I don't care as long as it has somewhat decent eye appeal. Doesn't matter to me. Do you guys remember that it was a Nogops Crystal Shard? It looked like the corner was bitten off or something. I think I remember who bought it. I don't know if he posted about it, so I'm not going to say it. But he paid like $70 for it. In my opinion, that is a terrific buy. Nogops Crystal Shard, that's a great card. Nogops is a great skin, great card for sure. And $70, it could be PSA 1. I don't think it matters, and that card was definitely PSA 1. Yeah, you remember that? The Nogops, how beat that was? For like $70. Yeah, I think that was a terrific buy. And honestly, I regret not putting like 110 on it or something and winning that card because that's my style, I feel like, is low grades. I don't care. As long as I have the Crystal Shard, doesn't matter what the grade is to me. Like we saw at one point with Rob, he had at one point the Drift PSA 6. And Rob sold me one of his PC cards is Maximilian, right? And he sold me his PSA 7 shard when he upgraded. I think he's at a 9 right now, Maximilian. But at one point, his Grail card, he had in a 7. And that's just what you got to do. You can't be stuck up, I need at least a 9, I need at least a 10. That's just what it is. Dude, I bought an absolutely beat-up Crystal Shard tonight, and I was pumped. I thought even when I bought it, oh, man, you got to let me know what it is then. You got to clue me in. Since it was super beat, you got to clue me in. That's awesome, man. That's what I like to hear. Buy beat-up shards. Not investment advice, but I like to hear that. It just takes one person to start gatekeeping certain skins before they're super hard to find and get expensive. So I guess when you see it, if it's at a fair price, yeah, exactly. If you see the crystal shard you're after at a somewhat fair price in any condition, just go for it. Who cares? It doesn't matter. You're probably not going to see it again for 6 months. That's the way I look at it. I mean, I would rather pass Dark Voyager, man. Ooh, Dark Voyager, that's awesome, man. Beat up Dark Voyager. That's something I love to hear, Lane. Love to hear that you're buying a low grade Dark Voyager. I'm sure you got an amazing deal on it because you bought the card, not the grade. Now you want a Dark Voyager shard. Come on. I'm not a fan of people gatekeeping cards of a single skin long term. They're already hard to get. Yeah, Kari, I understand that. I mean, you can say I gatekeep some shards up, but I don't have multiple of one. But I get DMs. What? Lane, was this on eBay? 36? How could I? Oh my God! How did I miss that? Oh man, if that was on eBay, I'm disappointed because I check a lot. Dark Voyager for 36. I lost out on that. Congratulations, Lane. I got to give it to you, man. That's an amazing pickup. Yeah, but Kari, back to what you're talking about. I mean, I get DMs, a few times a week about, is your aim for sale? Is this for sale? Sorry, I can't, man. It is what it is. And, you could say I'm gatekeeping and I'm going against what I just said, but, I only have one of each skin and it's PC. I lucked out. It was online for like 2 minutes on eBay. Wow. Okay, so you got it for a buy it now, $36. Wow. I'm assuming it's buy it now since you said it was up for 2 minutes. Or it could have been an auction, I guess. I don't know. But that's hey, congratulations, man. Dark Voyager. I'd buy a PSA 1 Dark Voyager for $100 right now. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's what I think. I think that'd be a good buy because Dark Voyager is sick. I saw it, but sold 120. Robert says he bought a Sushi Master. Sushi Master was a all right card. I looked at his prototype. I almost bought a prototype of him at the National. I considered it. So Sushi Master is cool in my opinion. So I like the blue. It's like that light blue on Snow Squall. That's one of my favorite looking shards. But Sushi Master is definitely pretty cool. Beat up for $25 Sushi Master. Incredible buy, Robert. Great job, man. Again, beat up. That's what I've been talking about for like the past 20 minutes. Buy the card, not the grade. Now you want an awesome crystal shard for $25. You can't beat something like that. I mean, my best experience with that is I bought this PSA 6 for $40 off a Probstein auction about a year ago. A little bit more than that. But I bought this for $40, and it's one of my favorite pickups ever because, it's a crystal shard. And this is only like my fourth one at the time or third one. So, it really helps solidify my collection. So this is a special card to me. Definitely one I'm never selling. But congratulations on the Sushi Master. Lane, congratulations on the Dark Voyager. Dave, in my opinion, the most slept on S1 card is Carbide. I only have like a hollow foil of them, so that's like I think Carbide is the most underrated in my opinion. Along with honestly, I don't think Omega's not the most underrated, but I think he's still severely underrated. Omega and Carbide, that duo, those two, I think are way too underrated. I don't know, that's just my personal opinion and not investment advice. But yeah, David, that's definitely a good question, I think, to be asked. Just what people personally believe is underrated. And, you can got to understand their thought process behind stuff if you understand what they believe is most underrated. But I think I'm going to. Kari said that's tough. Yeah. Now, I think I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. It's been an hour, 10 minutes. I really appreciate you guys all stopping by. David, Robert, Kari. I know Daniel was in here for a while. Lane. It was great talking to all you guys. And I appreciate you guys stopping by. I know Shane was in here too for a little bit. So I wanted to say thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys next time.